And we are live.
What's going on, 239 Hockey? This is Pale Poner here in for XDALY Daily. He's going to be missing our Thursday Throwdown this week, so I'm going to be here with our regular co-host, myself, and Agent 007. Mark, how you doing today?
I am good. I'm excited to see what we can put together here. It's been a kind of a crazy week has unfolded after some events in last week that controversial may say, but I think it'll be a fun conversation, fun show that we might have. Special guest we have on with us here is AC.
What's up, guys? Thanks again so much for having me on. I think you hit it on the head, Agent. This should be an interesting show. Lots of things happened this week in the league. Real fun stuff, some really crazy, crappy stuff, big trades. Should be a good show. Look forward to it.
So let's just jump right into it. So X Daily isn't on the show tonight, and I want to say that he may be a little bit salty about not being very beardly anymore.
Well, it's normal for him not to show up for big events. That's a normal daily move. So everybody in the league's used to that already.
Yeah. So he's missing the Throwdown. He lost his first series as a captain this week to none other than, AKA Pale Poner over here. So what do you think? Did you get the chance to watch that series, Agent?
I did. It was intense. That was a really good series. I missed the first game and a half. I did miss that, but it was nuts. It felt like you're watching playoff series go on. There was not a lot of scoring going on, and it was who could hold on to the puck, whose defense was better. I mean, it was back and forth. There was quality shots had, but not a lot. And the ones that were had, goalies were robbing. Shotgun had himself a hell of a fucking game. I mean, he played out of his mind, and I've seen it against our series. When I was with Church EM, he had a really great series, and still you guys 2 games in that 1-goal games. But that's the way those series was built up, and the build up was real. It was what we all expected it to be. How about yourself, AC? Did you catch that?
Unfortunately, no. I didn't get a chance to check the series, but knowing the 2 teams involved, it must have been an insane series the way things went down. And to have Daly lose the bet, lose his beard, and now he has no belt. So I think Pale's got like everything on him right now. The belt, the beard, and the series win. Daly may not want to come back to Throwdown.
Yeah, for real, man. Listen, I've been having a great season. I had a great season last season. I'm really enjoying my team this year, and we're playing some really good hockey. We got some good defensive hockey going on. We're not scoring as many goals as we did last season, but we got Shotgun back there. He's my candidate for Rookie of the Year, I think. The dude's playing lights out. Shotgun is a beast in net. 5th round steal all the way. That dude is awesome, and I really have enjoyed playing with him. He's playing some awesome tendy. I got Sea-Doo on my other D partner. We're just having a good time at Winter is Coming, and that was a big series. It felt like a playoff series. It was hyped like a playoff series. Agent, I assume if you were watching the stream, you got to see the little commentary that they had going. I think that's the first time that we've done that before.
I was a part of it. Yeah, I was a part of it. It was fun. It was pretty entertaining. Some of us took it more serious than others. I kind of just had fun with it and shit talked a little bit and listened to them talk more than anything. I don't know if it was Hellcat or Sea-Doo, which one was on there, but one of them did actually a really good job.
Yeah,
And it was Hellcat.
Sorry. Yeah, Hellcat was on there. Sea-Doo was playing with me.
Got her and Chew pretty much took it dead serious. Esso did his thing, and I was just in there to toss out some words. It was pretty entertaining and fun, but it was something cool. I mean, we haven't done it with the league. I thought it was really neat.
So yeah, obviously, we also had the beard thing going on before the series. Daly hit me up and he goes, "Yo, listen, I'm in the chat right now. Let's up the stakes a little bit. Let's put our beards on the line and just whoever comes out the loser on this end, let's just go ahead and put it on the line and shave it off if you're losing." Both he and I have pretty good records as captains so far, and we thought it would be a pretty competitive game, and it was. I think every game was 1-goal game. But yeah, let's not dwell on that for too long. I don't want to pump my own tires forever over here. Let's move on to we had a couple of trades that happened this week. We had Rev Hellcat get traded to Dead Presidents for Sober Enough, who McGilla had just acquired only a week ago. What do you think about that move, Agent? Like, Sober, he's going from one of the better teams in the league, in my opinion. They've struggled a little bit this season, but I think that they're going to get on the right track, down to Gunny's team, who's struggling mightily. I mean, I played them last night, and stuff's not working out over there. Is Sober going to be able to turn it around?
You know what I think it is? Hashtag karma. Sent Odd Guy to the last place team when they are championship bound. That is karma coming in full circle, and he got it all right there. So, I mean, I hope all the best to him. Hope he can turn around, but I don't see it. The team's out of the playoffs. They've played 21 games and they've won one. There's no salvage in playoff series. I hate to say it. Gunny's a nice dude. He's a good guy, but it's not happening. And it's karma coming full circle, and that is my honest opinion. Did it to Odd Guy, so it's coming back to him. What about yourself, AC? What do you think?
Well, I just don't know if I understand the trade. Like, I think McGilla got the better player, but I wonder why Gunny was giving up such a good defenseman. Is he giving up and just trying to help place people, or I'm not sure. I don't know. I think McGilla won the trade. No offense to Sober. Sober's a great player, but I think good D are a lot harder to find than good forwards.
Well, but she very good defense, but I mean, look at the goals against. I mean, I don't think moving her maybe wasn't the issue, is maybe who he got for her in Sober. I don't think that scoring was an issue for the team. He's right along. He's a little shy of a couple teams, but he's, a little below average for goals for, but their goals against is just about double everybody. I mean, that's where the real issue is. Is it the goalie or is it a defensive problem? Obviously, their partnership wasn't working there, but, I don't think he got the right person for her. What do you think, Phil?
Yeah, so, I mean, you get Sober. You're obviously struggling. You're obviously trying to shake stuff up and turn it around. And, Gunny's just trying to make his team better. And, you get a chance to acquire a forward of Sober's caliber, and I think you kind of have to jump at it if it's offered to you. On my question is on McGilla's end. What is he planning on doing over there? So, before this trade, he had a line of John Monkey, BCO, and Sober going left to right. So he's got John Monkey on left wing, Sober on right wing, and BCO in the middle. And he's got himself and Jonas on D. Now, I don't know where he plans on playing Hellcat. Now, he's got 3 right-handed forwards, unless he moves Jofus up or plays Cody. But I'm assuming if you're giving up a guy that's Sober's caliber for Rev Hellcat, you're going to play her. So where are you going to play her at? Where is the rest of your team shift? What do you think, AC? You got any thoughts on that?
My guess is he's going to put Jofus up at forward, so he's going to have Jofus, BCO, and John Monkey. And he's going to have Reb back on defense. And I don't know if he's going to go on D with her or he's going to go in net, because I'm trying to figure out who his goalie is.
Right now it's NJ Devil, and NJ Devil is actually playing pretty well. I think he's
he's doing well.
The league in save percentage. So he's not really having trouble in net. And Noah McGilla, myself, I don't think that he's willing to put himself back in net. I don't think that's where he wants to play. I mean, could we see a case of a captain benching himself?
No, I think you're gonna see Rev as D, him as D, BCO, Jofus, and John Monkey. That's your lineup, in my opinion, and that's a pretty good lineup, to be honest.
Well, you just hit it right there. I want to say something with the lineup that he has. What is going on with their record? They have so much talent on that team. Like, I honestly thought he was top 3 team when he first drafted that squad. Like, he has a lot of talent. He did a really, really great job in the draft, and they're struggling. I thought they for sure were locked in top 3, maybe for 4th place team, and I think they're definitely underachieving.
Well, he go ahead. Sorry, pal. My bad, man.
Sorry. I totally agree. I mean, listen, I did my little post-draft analysis, and I had McGilla's team in the top 3 teams in the league. And, that was before he traded Stoey Joe before he got Soy Jopa straight up for Mac North. I mean, that just provides tremendous depth. And, you know, he's moved a couple of pieces since then, and he's trying to play with the lineup and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with his team. I think that they should be way better than they are right now. 6-8-1 is not anywhere close to where I thought they would be. I thought that they would be one of the more competitive teams. Go ahead, AC. What do you got on that?
Well, I think part of it has to do with the fact that he hasn't had the number one lineup for a good chunk of his series. He lost John Monkey for two series, I think, wasn't it? John Monkey went overseas to help out in Cambodia, I think, or something like that. Some of the guys he's just gotten in trades. I know the series that I played against, that my team played against Dead Presidents, they had a waiver for first game, Marine Mike, which I'm not dissing Marine Mike, but I mean, that's not his full lineup. And then he brought in Jofus the next two games, and that severely improved the overall quality of that series and that team. I think part of the factor is just he hasn't got his primary lineup, the one he wants the most, playing as much. So if he can keep my projected lineup for a couple series, I think you're going to see them rattle off some wins.
Yeah, for sure. So we had another trade happen this week. We've had a lot of trades this season. Our co-host agent was traded from Yambag's team along with Drop D Crap for Hollywood, Jim Flanagan himself, and Stoey Jopa, who's traded again this season from Dank's team over to Church of Yam. What do you got on that, agent? What do you think was going through Yam's head there?
I love touching on this. I don't know. You know, I don't have any hard feelings against Yam for it. It wasn't working. It's pretty obvious. I mean, hashtag trade Dom, but you know, it wasn't working. You got to do something. I think that roster that we had, with me even on it or not, is better than 11th place team, and that's what they are currently. So, you know, it is what it is. I think Yam did the right thing for him. I just don't know what he is going to do with the second person he got, with Hollywood. Hollywood's a good player. He's a good goalie. But where is he going to fit Middlegarden in? You know, is he going to play him on defense? Yam's got a big chubby for Middlegarden after he played a forward for 3 games and 12:30 at night, and he had 2 good games out of it. You know, it's his favorite thing in the world to talk about now. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what they end up doing. They have a big series coming up. I think they play Dead Presidents tonight, which honestly I think would be a big series for both teams. Both teams have a lot to prove, and I think whoever wins the series, one of the two is going to make playoffs, the other one's not. That's my prediction on that, and the winner of the series is going to be the one that makes the playoffs. What about yourself, AC? What do you think? Who do you think won out on the trade, and do you think it was the right move for both captains?
So I would say the forward swap, yourself for Joey, is a pretty decent deal either side of the coin. I mean, there may be some differences in opinion on people on certain aspects each one of you would bring, but I think quality of forward, you're both pretty comparable. The D for goalie, if that's what he's using Hollywood for, I think the better player in that side of the trade is Hollywood. I think Hollywood's a better goalie than Drop Crap is a defenseman. That's not taking anything away from Drop's game. So I would assume he's trying to bolster his offense and make a big improvement in his net. I can't see not getting Hollywood not playing him.
Right.
I just don't see that.
Agent, you said something interesting there. So Yambag saw Middlegarden play out of net for all of 3 games?
3 games. It was 3.
And then, my starting goalie's playing center now, huh? Something like that?
I honestly don't know what his plan is. I'm interested to see what this lineup ends up being. As far as I've heard, it sounds like Lime is still going to be the odd guy out, which I don't know if that's right. He jumped in the series when I was on vacation, and we were short 2 guys, I think, actually. And from what I heard, he played really, really well in net. So I thought maybe that was originally his plan when he moved me to throw Lime in net and pull Middlegarden out. You know, because like I said, Yam had a chubby for him, but. You know, I don't know. I don't know what Yam's thoughts process is, and I don't know if there might be another trade in the works for him too. I think that might be something that's in the background that none of us know about yet.
Listen, Lime was excited to get in those games. He sent me a couple of highlight videos, and the dude can play. He was playing pretty well, man. And Holly just seems like such a weird acquisition for his team. But let's get off the bag for a second.
I did hear that Hollywood and Yam are besties, though. So.
Well, yeah. So that's obviously a factor in comfortability with the player. Yam and Holly both played on the same team last season, and obviously, they enjoy talking or playing with each other. So, so they enjoy playing hockey with each other. But let's turn the other page. Let's take a look at what Dank's doing here. He picks up yourself and drop D-Crap. What's Dank's lineup look like now, Agent?
Dank's gonna be playing left wing. I joined the team G chat, and first thing Dank says, "Where do you want to play?" Like, I don't know. Don't really care. Whatever's available. Well, you want left wing or right wing? Well, I don't care. What do you want? That's how this conversation started. That's how we picked where we're playing. So Dank's gonna be playing left wing. I believe Pogs is his center. I think that's the guy that he's got some good chemistry with, and I'm gonna be on the right winger. Drop obviously on the left. I'm not sure who our right D is yet because I haven't even played with our team yet. So that's something we got going for us. And then DJ is going to be hopping in net. And I had DJ on my team last year. I think I had him in 10-1 game maybe. And I also practiced with him a few times. So I know he can play net. I'm not worried about that. So I think we'll be all right that way with him in net. I think that'll treat us all right, and we'll have a good solid lineup.
So Dank, I think, is clinging to a playoff spot right now. I think the old dad specials are right on that bubble.
We're 7.
Okay, yeah. So you're one
Right
spot
there.
out from the last playoff spot. You're in a little precarious position, but I mean you're there.
Is it top 6 or top 8 that makes it?
Top 8 or
top 8 are making it.
Okay.
So AC, let's talk about what do you think that Dank improves his team here? You got Holly moving. So Holly was playing pretty well. He's putting DJ back in net. I Drop D-Crap by all accounts is a pretty solid defenseman. I don't know the incentive for Dank doing this deal.
And I have to agree because we just played them. We won 2-1, but it was a tight series. And Pogs, at the time, Joey and Dank, they had some really good chemistry. And it was a pretty defensive battle. I mean, there wasn't a lot of clear outplaying in any of the real games that I noticed. And I'm just wondering, again, is he making enough of an improvement in one position to justify maybe weakening his net? Again, DJ's a great goalie, but if you had to rank talent of goalies, I would say Hollywood's a better goalie than DJ, only because that's what Hollywood plays is net.
And I mean, you're basically replacing DJ with drop D-Crap. So, I mean, DJ was playing left D for him. DJ is one of the better defensemen in the league, I think. And
I personally say they're about equal. DJ's good, but I also played with Drop a few series already, and I would say they're even keel. I'd say that's an even trade.
Okay, so they're even, but you're weakening your goaltending position to bring in a defenseman of equal caliber, as you would say. So I don't entirely understand it. I thought that Zoe Jopa would be a really good fit for Dank's team. Dank likes that up and down, north-south type of play in the offensive zone. He makes a lot of plays off the rush. He can score. And I thought that Joe could really play that type of game. I thought that was the type of game that we played last season in on-shot first. And I really thought that Joe would fit there pretty well. But obviously there wasn't, they didn't think that he had the right chemistry up front. #chem.
There was underlying things that I don't think everybody knew too. I don't think AC, you thought they were jiving the forward core, but from everything I've heard from joining the team, that it wasn't the case, and that's even coming from defensemen, that there is words exchanged that not everybody agreed with, I guess, per se, and not, sometimes it just comes down to, can you even have fun playing the game with this guy versus not? Sometimes it's not even worth the hassle, even if you play well together. Sometimes that just comes down to that too.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
and locker room chemistry. Because, I mean, play-wise, they seem to play decently. If they're not communicating well or not getting along, then that's a valid point. Then he may have made the move that he needed to make just to address that.
Yeah. So, real quick, I wanted to touch on. We had a couple of big names move this week. Rev Hellcat, Sober Enough, and Stoey Jopa. Um, all these guys have been traded already before in this season. What's up with that? These guys are all people that went in the first two rounds. Stoey and Sober went top 7, respectively, and these guys have been around for a while. They've been in 239 hockey for a long time. I feel like these guys are getting kicked around a little bit. What's going on with the vets in the league?
From my perspective, I think sometimes when you see names of this caliber, which I mean, there's different stratas of people in this league, right? You've got like elite like D Mart and some of those guys, and then you've got really good first, second round picks, and then you got the middle core. So I would put these guys in really good first round, second round picks. And I think it's the expectations of the captain is expecting too much from just one person. And they're looking at it and going, this is going to be my magic bullet, and I'm not getting enough out of it, so then I got to make a move. I think that has a lot to do with this.
Yeah, so, I mean, the other thing is these guys are getting turned around really quickly. Rev Hellcat, I feel like, has been traded, twice in 2 weeks. Same for Sober. Same for Joey. I mean, Joey was in a bad situation after he got onto McGill's team because he couldn't get off the bench on that team. And, as a 7th overall pick, you're probably, you got to be expected to start on anybody's team. But,
But some people are going to say that seventh spot pick is a stretch. So
maybe it was. I mean, if you look at the stats, it certainly warranted it. He's a guy that can obviously play up to a certain level that is needed and required of somebody to go that high. Maybe he is a little bit of a stretch at that pick. But regardless, is it a sign that, maybe these guys, just aren't able to build chemistry quickly? These guys are moving from one team to another week after week. I mean, how can you integrate yourself into a team when you're not playing with that team for more than, I don't know, 10 games or so? You include practice. I'm going based off how much my team practices. But, you got a couple of practice games, you play 1 or 2 series, and then bam, they're out. Play 1 or 2 practice games, and then bam, they're out. It's kind of crazy. I think there needs to be a little bit more time at that. But at the same time, the seasons are short. You got to make a move if you don't think this stuff's working.
I mean, we preach it every season. The season's short, and this is the longest season of them all thus far. So, to that comment is 100% true. If it's not working, if you don't feel it's working, make a move. I mean, you got to make a move. And I just speak for myself from last season captain. I thought about trading so many different times, and I'm glad I didn't. Obviously, it worked out in my favor, and made it as far as we could have. But it is a short season, and you need to make moves really quick. If you don't think something's going to work, I would just do it. If you're thinking you're making the best interest for your team to improve and pick up wins, that's all that matters in the long run.
Now, I know you said that you don't think that Gunny's team really has a chance to turn it around here, but I think a lot of these teams still do. We're only about halfway through the season, right? Most teams have about 15 games played, so I think there's going to be about 33. I think there's 33 games this season. 11 matchups, 12 teams, right? So yeah.
Right.
So we're not even halfway through. Obviously, guys think that they can turn stuff around, or they wouldn't, still be making moves like this. What do you think? That we got the trade deadline coming up? Do we see a bunch more moves? A little, maybe 1 or 2 moves here and there. What do you think, Agent?
I think you're gonna see one more, I say quote unquote, but blockbuster trade. There's gonna be 2 big names involved in something before Wednesday comes. I really feel like it's happening. I don't know who. I just feel like it has to. There's teams that are still missing pieces and have too much talent to not do it. I think one person that's going to be involved in that is going to be McGilla because he has question marks throughout that. I won't say throughout the roster. In 2 positions, he has question marks on what he's going to do and who's going to be there come game nights, series nights.
So we were talking about in the G chat about making a trade. Somebody suggested that maybe you got to lose a trade to win a trade. Somebody was talking about trying to trade 2 depth players that are above average for like that one big superstar, and how hard it is to make that type of trade. I in a short season like this, it's got to be hard to say, all right, well, you were my first round pick. You're really carrying my team. I'm going to move you for 2 guys that I think is going to improve my team. I just don't think that type of move is something that's really able to be made. It's almost impossible, I say, for somebody like McGilla to trade 2 pieces off of his team right now when he's got all this talent stocked up to trade for one really big piece. Like
I don't think he has to move 2. I think he only moves 1, but it's going to be a big name off of that team.
So, but he's always in the same spot though, because he's got one really good player sitting on his bench. He almost is in a position where he has to try and trade 2 guys for that one big piece.
I do think it's difficult to make the 2 value player for one big name. It's virtually impossible. I've captained a few times, and very rarely can you make that kind of deal happen. It's usually I want something almost as valuable, or most times it's I want something more valuable than what I'm giving up to give you someone big.
Yeah. So I don't know how these teams shake out. I don't know which teams we see make moves. Obviously, I think there is probably going to be a couple of moves here that do happen before Wednesday. There's teams that are right on that bubble that are just trying to get that one more piece that's going to push them over the edge and secure that playoff spot. But let's move on and talk about something that happened last night. We had a couple of rookie captains in a game, and both of them had a lot of stuff going on last night. Basically, if you weren't online, Tomahawk, he had some connection issues last night. He was disconnecting, and obviously, since he's a goalie, that ends the game, and basically you have to restart and start over. And apparently this happened multiple times throughout all 3 games. Tomahawk was a bit late in the beginning anyway. They agreed on a 10:20 start, and it didn't start until after that. And basically what you wound up with was 2 games being played in 2.5 hours. If you're on Eastern time, they started at about 10:30 with their first game, and they didn't play game 3 until almost 12:30, 12:45 at night, which in my opinion is absolutely absurd. That is a long night. I mean, I'm a guy that, I got to wake up at 4:30 in the morning the next day. That's absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't legitimately do that. I'd be getting like 2 hours of sleep. So what we want to just say real quickly is there were some issues, guys jumping in parties that, weren't the captains, weren't admins. Guys were barking at each other pretty good, and stuff got a little bit heated. Basically, what we want to say is if you have an issue where you don't know the rules or you don't know how you should proceed from where you're at, get in contact with an admin. Hit up Yambag, hit up Laurie.
Your captain. Captain take care of it. Solely the captain and nobody else.
Exactly. So I don't want to see, hey, we nominated this person to go handle this. You're a captain. You're in that position because you volunteered to do it. That's something that you need to take care of. And if you can't take care of it with the other captain and you can't reach an amicable agreement, then you need to get an admin involved to allow them to solve it for you and just get stuff taken care of in a timely manner without anybody getting hurt feelings, without anybody getting upset and barking back and forth. There's really no need for that. I don't want to dwell on that too long, so let's just move on and do another thing. Agent, there's a couple of teams on my prediction thread that I did not think would be where they would be. Do you see anybody that you're surprised at as in the standings?
Well, I threw one off the bat already is Dead Presidents. I picked kind of one that I thought was going to be a lot better, and they're struggling. But I'm going to go the kind of opposite with it. I know games aren't all even played, but currently the number one team sitting on top of the standing is the Jaeger Bombs. And I have a hard time believing anybody expected them to be the number one team halfway through the season. Yeah, they have Luka. I mean, Luka is putting the team on his back and carrying. He is doing a really good job, and their defense is playing spectacular. So they're doing an awesome job that way. Dunn has done an awesome job captaining. I think he's doing terrific. Good for him and good for their team. But I don't think it's going to stay for long. They're surprised me up to this point, but I don't think they can sustain it throughout the season. If you go look at their goal differential of 10 goals to this point after 18 games played, their winning deficit, they got to be winning every game by one. I haven't looked at all their games played, but I mean, let's be honest. You go look right below you. Winter Coming is 27 goal difference. Black Sails 29. Boys 26. 100% all three of those teams are going to be above them before the end of the season. What do you think, AC? Who's a surprise team, whether good or bad for you?
I agree with your assessment on the number one team. I'm not saying Jaeger Bombs are bad, but I definitely didn't see them number one with Winter's Coming, Black Sails, Boys, and I'm really shocked at Yam's team. Yam is usually a consistent performer, pretty much a lock every time for playoffs. So I'm surprised at how Yam's team is basically in the basement, and that doesn't compute with me with the players he had and now has.
Yeah, so I'm going to come out right and say it. I didn't think that the Jaeger Bombs would even be a playoff team. I thought that Stealth Luka was a great pickup for you done know, and then he went B. Cripps and Valcour. And you know me, like I don't value the goaltending position in the draft. I'm going to take the last goalie in every draft because I'm just going to wait until the 5th round to pick up my goalie. So taking B. Cripps in the 2nd round, that was crazy to me. And then he goes Valcour as well. Valcour, I think, is a above average D in this league. I think that he deserved to be picked there because Dunn had no shot at getting him with his next pick after that. He obviously picked very high in the draft and then had back-to-back picks in the 2nd and 3rd round, and then wasn't picking until the end of the 4th and the beginning of the 5th round again. So if he wanted Valcour, he wasn't going to get him at the end of the 3rd round. He would have been gone by then. But still, there was some names on the board that I was a little bit surprised that he didn't go with over him. So I'm looking at his draft, and I'm just like, man, like you're really relying on B. Cripps being like the best goalie in the league and really stealing you games, as well as Luka just being able to carry whatever you're putting out on offense with him. Now, obviously, Dunn is out there on offense with him, and he's a good forward, and he's putting Sniper out there on forward with him as well. And that's just, Sniper played defense last season. He was a goalie before that. So you're not really knowing what you're going to expect with him. Obviously, Dunn did some scouting and figured out that Sniper was pretty good on forward as well. So shout out to Dunn, man. You did – I have thought you would do up until this point, and you're right there, man. Like, keep it up. Just keep on going. So with that being said, here comes Beardless XDALY.
Who, me? Come on, man. Well, it wasn't going to be a whole show without X Daily.
God, that thing is disgusting.
Listen, man, I'm a man of my word. I said I was going to do the bit. I did the bit. I'm going to be honest, man. I think I make it look good, but that's just me. That's just me.
Daily,
yeah.
You look like the generic dad in every porn I watched in college.
You can call me Daddy Daily if you want, man. I'm in. Fuck, man. What did I miss? Where are we at?
We're just talking about
set up.
We're talking about how much a sore loser we figured you would be.
No, as you know, I fucking hate losing more than anything. I felt like I handled it all right. This due is a bit weird for me. But whatever, man. Let's have a little fun. There's only a 239. You're not gonna get this in any other league. People shaving their beards. There's wrestling belts. They got crazy shit going on here. But you're not gonna get it anywhere else, man. So you know what? I did the bit. I've got it shaved. I'm ready to go. Hopefully a little redemption tonight. So I'm gonna chime in here when you guys need me. But take it away, whoever it was. I'm sorry.
I want to hear your opinion on this. Who, whether good or bad, who is your team that is a full surprise for you at this point in the season?
Biggest surprise, good or bad? Doesn't matter?
Take your pick. Biggest surprise. That's it.
Biggest surprise. Either Jaeger bombs. Just because, man, I really didn't think offensively they were going to be able to do much. Defense has really carried them thus far. I know I've been a big, I don't want to say hater, but I've been rough on the Jaeger bombs. And then probably Church of Yam, dude. Like, I figured they were going to be a lot better than they are, even after trades. He's got 3 goalies over there. That's a little weird for me. And then Dead Presidents. I think I had them top 3 in my preseason. They should be better than what they are. You know, fucking John Monkey's out there saving lives in Cambodia. That's rough. So, you know, with that being said, those are probably my 3 surprise teams. But biggest surprise, probably Jagerbomb. There's a lot of good teams here, man. I just didn't see them being there. Valcor's really solid back there. Renton's solid back there. I think the Nut Taps not having Esoteric hurt them, obviously, but B Crips has been a monster. So Jagerbombs has got to be my surprise. Their offense still has to be better, but they're playing really good right now.
So next up, I just wanted to, you know, we kind of all went through our bit of who we thought was, you know, the biggest surprise, and pretty much it's unanimous, the Jaeger Bombs, Dead Presidents, and Church of Yam. I think pretty much everybody said those same 3 teams. But I wanted to go into next, who's the team to watch out for? Who's on the rise? Who's going to secure their playoff spot from, you know, maybe, you know, borderline right now? Sorry.
Who are we asking? I'll go first.
Go ahead, Daly.
Even though you just heard me talk. For 2 minutes. I want you guys to stare at my mustache. We've named it, by the way. We're going to name the mustache Dimitri. Dimitri Mustache. That's what it's named. Oh. So me and Dimitri are going to break. Well, on the up and up, I think it's fair to say the Vanilla Nut Taps, and I'm going to tell you why. If you look at the last 2 series, they played boys. The series they very easily could have won, but they didn't. But they very easily could have won. Very, very tight series. Nice. Marty McFly on right wing is basically like another D. Esoteric's a great 2-way forward. Him not being there in the Jaeger Bomb series, the one game he was there, let's point out they won 3-2. True Therapy was a fucking monster last night too, by the way. We do not, and I mean we as a league, do not want to see that guy get hot, because if he does, it is going to be disastrous. He can steal games, and I said that earlier in the year. He's a top 3 goalie right now. There's a reason for that, guys. There's a reason for that. He is an absolute monster. I love their back end. I love Moose. You got DeRock back there. Murph is the wild card. My inside sources tell me something a little sketchy happened last night. He has to show up, no doubt about it. But if he does not, you have DeRock back there. And he, man, I'll tell you what, he impressed the hell out of me in that series that we played him, playing right D. So in my opinion, the Vanilla Nut Taps are the team to watch if they have their full squad last night. I think they beat the Jaeger Bombs, but obviously that is just speculation. What do you think, AC?
My team to watch is Dead Presidents after the trade. We mentioned earlier we were trying to figure out what the proposed lineup would be based on acquiring Rev. My thought process, it's BCO, Jofis, John Monkey, and then McGilla and Rev on D. And I think that lineup has the potential of pushing them right up into a playoff race, mid-pack, easy.
Adrian, how about
what about you, Agent?
What you got?
Fuck, I'm taking my own team, guys. The Old Dad Specials are locking in the playoff spot, first of all, but we're going to move up the rankings. I ain't going to say we're in a top team. We're not. But I think we're going to lock in that playoff spot without a doubt. And I think we should have a solid playoff run. So I think I'm excited for the new team, and hashtag got out early.
Listen, I'm going to tell you.
You know, and here's the thing about that team, too. DJ's moving the fucking goalie, and the guy can rip. So with that being said, finally, he doesn't have to worry about being bench pine anymore, DJ. Hashtag get bench, son. But he gets to be out there. He's starting in the net. He's starting in the pipes. He's one of those guys. He's not going to steal a game, but he's not going to give up Drift King goals like he did in Game 1 versus the fucking winner is coming. But that is for another show, because I need more time for that, baby. I need more time.
Who scored those goals, Daly?
Oh, fuck. Rub your beard for me, please. I forget what it looks like. Go ahead. Just rub it. God damn it, man. Hold on. I'm going to rub mine. Hold on a sec. You know, they call this, my grandpa, when I was younger, he used to always say Humphrey Bogart. You know what that meant? It meant I had something on my lips and I had to do one of these. So now it all makes sense. Sorry, I'm holding my camera. But, yeah, no, I mean, that's an interesting team. All three of those teams, really. Another team that's been quietly having a great year is the Wolfpack HC and AC. I know you're on that team, and I know you're just fresh back. Rumor is somebody's playing left D on that team. Is that true?
Yes, I've played D the last 2 series for that team. That's partly just to address people in and out. Nick DeGreek was picked up as a last round player or a bench type player. He is probably arguably the starting left wing, but he's gone now for a couple of weeks. Drug Monkey missed a game or two. The last 2 series of lineup has been Clancy, Nick DeGreek, and Ozzy up front, and me on D with Thomps and Wolf or Shock and Net. So we've done pretty good. We're 1-2 series in a row.
Listen, I have Wolfpack HC as my team that's up and coming. Nobody puts them up there. They're 9-3-3. They're winning games, and they're in the middle of the playoffs picture right this second. Wolfpack is the only team to beat me in a series, and I love their team. I think their chemistry is awesome. I think Ozzy and Clancy are the real deal, and they're going to be able to carry their offense. Shock and Drug Monkey on D, or if it's going to be AC and Drug Monkey on D, whoever it's going to be on D, I think that they have a really solid 5-man unit to put out on the ice with whoever they have out there. And then you've got Thompson Net or Shock and Net, doesn't matter. Both of them are capable goalies. Both of them are able to backstab a team that's going to be competitive. And I think Wolfpack HC is the team to watch. I think they're going to move up in the standings. I think that they're going to have home ice come playoff time.
The chemistry between Oz and Clancy is scary sometimes. Legit scary. Those guys play so well together. And even when Thomps comes out of the net, and he has chemistry with those two when he plays D. So chemistry is huge for our team. There's a lot of things happening without even having to think. It's fun to be a part of.
Hashtag Chem is real.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing, man. That all sounds fine and dandy, and I love it. But I'm looking at a couple things, and that's the schedule. And obviously, this always happens, the strength of schedule. Yes, they beat Winter is Coming. Guess what? That Winter is Coming team looks a lot different and pale. I think that you know that's true. There is no more Viper on that team. Sorry, Viper. I'm sorry. You know I love you. I just had to do that. But, yeah, it's a very different team now. It's the first series of the year. I think last year you did that too. You lost maybe your first series you didn't lose the series, but, you had a couple losses early. That happens, and then you really kind of find it. Sea-Doo's getting stronger as the season goes on. I saw that last night. Brick City, man, I really can't say enough good stuff about the guy. He is the fucking real deal, man. Like, honestly, he was awesome. And again, taking a step back from the offense this year, focusing on the defense, I think that's a big reason why you guys are so good. There's never anything in the middle, man. He really takes it up there. I like Wolfpack HC. They got to play Black Sails still. They got to date with the boys at the Summertime Love Arena, man. There's still some tough games left on that slate. So when you see that 9-3-3 and I see that 66 win percentage, yes, that's good. But at the same time, I'm not quite there yet. I think they're a good team, but I'm not quite there yet. I have to see it for myself in a game. So we'll see, man. What do you think, Agent? You like Wolfpack HC, or is that a team where you're kind of like, I don't know yet?
The last sentence said it for me there. I don't know yet. They don't have as many people up front that I've seen prove it already prior, but they're obviously getting it done thus far. I think the biggest thing is seeing who they have to play and who is coming up for them. Next series against Boys, that's going to be tough. The Raw Doggers, they got Gunny after that, and I don't know, he's got a new team, so it could be an easy slide. It could be a tough series. You don't know, and every team is good. You're talking about the Nut Taps being an up-and-coming team. They still have yet to play them. The Jager Bombs are sitting in number 1 place right now. They've yet to play them. The Black Sails is the #1 underachieving team in the league right now, and they've yet to play them. You know, there's a lot of scary teams that they've yet to play that their season can go really, really good or really, really bad. You know, and it's a toss-up. I do not know which way to put them yet.
Well, and I'll add this. And this is important too. By the way, I'm kind of leaning today because I'm holding my iPad, but I really want you guys to see Dimitri. So that's kind of why we're here right now.
I think it should be named Mario.
Mario?
Yeah.
I almost wore I have a Dirty Sanchez shirt that I almost wore today, but I was kind of like rushing and I wanted to get on, so I didn't.
Daily looks more like Wario than Mario.
Hey, I'll take the Wario reference. It's fine, man. It's fine. Classics. But, you know, again, here's the one big thing I will say about Wolfpack. And this is something that doesn't get touched on enough, they're winning the games they're supposed to win. And that's tough sometimes because you run in these trap games where you're supposed to be, you know, no offense to the Raw Dogs, you're supposed to win that series. You're supposed to beat a struggling Church of the Am team. Those are series that you're supposed to win. And if you're going to be a good team, you have to win those games. Now, they beat a good team as winter is coming. It was 3 overtime games. I understand that. But they still were able to take 5 points in a series, in a very tough series. You got Drug Monkey back there. You have some lineup flexibility. I really like the things that are coming, but Agent, you touched on it. That's a really tough schedule. There's a lot of teams who got tough schedules. I mean, the top 6, 7 teams are very – I mean, when you look at the points, it's close. It's very, very close. So it's going to be grind them out. It's going to be tough. But
sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I don't want to cut you off, but I want to just say one thing. I'm not trying to toot my own team's horn here, but what I do like about us as a team, and this says a lot to, I think, the chemistry and some of the guys on it, there is never a point where they or us feel we're out of a game. We've had several games where we've been down 3 goals, and we come back and win. In the series against Dank's team, we scored 3 shorthanded goals in a row. One of them was a down by 2 men. This team never gets rattled, never gets upset, never yells at each other, never, like, it's just, this is not a big deal. We can do it. We can do it. And that, for me, playing in a team where that level of calmness is around, it makes a world of difference. Because this is a video game. Scoring 3 goals in a minute and a half is not unheard of at all. So no lead is safe. This isn't like a sport where you've got momentum and physicality and tiredness inside of it. If you know what you're doing in this game, you can turn a game around in a minute and a half. So that level of being calm really helps the team as well, I think.
Hey, if you're not staying hydrated, you can get cramped thumbs. That can happen. You can get a cramp in the old thumbs, man. You got to stay hydrated out there, guys. Drink your H2O, man, because you really never know. But, yeah, AC brings up great points. I'm, like, leaning right now. It's kind of weird for me, but he does. He brings up really good points, man. You know, it is a game, and, you know, even though sometimes we do all this media shit and all this, but you lose sight of that. So, yes, 3 goals. To have that mentality is great. It sounds the exact opposite of my parties. I'm always threatening to trade Drift King. Maybe that's why he let up those 2 goals in game 1. I'm sure I'm going to hear about it tonight. But, again, you know, that's nice to have that camaraderie. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about this league, man. You're getting to play with new guys every single year for the most part. You get to meet new people like Clancy's and Ozzy's and Tom's, you know, and AC, who's a vet. Those guys are rookies, and everybody's taking to one another. And it's pretty awesome to see, and it's awesome to hear that too, you know. Are taking place. So I'm super pumped to hear that. Wolfpack should be, again, they're going to be tough. I don't know yet. They got a tough stretch coming up, and I'll be interested to see how they do. So we'll see how it goes. What are we up against on time here? 8:47. Sorry, I'm Central.
We got about
okay.
So I wanted to quickly talk about real quick. We haven't really touched on these teams aside from the drama that happened last night, but just Tap It In and Strictly Business are 2 teams that are right on that playoff bubble. Strictly Business is in currently at the 8th spot, but Just Tap It In is only a couple of points out from that 8th spot. They picked up a couple of wins last night. What do you guys think about Cosmic's team? He's remade it. He traded 3 guys. He was the other side of that Vanilla Nut Taps trade. I like his team. I think that he's got a good as chance as any to sneak into a playoff spot there, but he's going to have to leapfrog some teams. What do you think about Swagger and Cosmic getting back together, Agent? You guys had them on the same team last season.
I did, and I enjoyed playing with both of them, but I don't see them making playoffs. The whole reasoning is there's too many people that want to puck on that forward line. last season. That was the comments that were made when I drafted the two of them. There's two people that wanted to puck all the time, but we made it work because I really didn't give a shit playing center. I didn't care if I had 50 assists and 1 goal. It didn't bother me a single bit, and it worked. You know, I had two people that wanted to puck all the time, and it worked. Well, they have 3. Jelly's trying to make it work at center. I don't know if he's still watching videos how to win face-offs or not. I know that was a thing for a little while. But they all want the puck. They all want to score. They all want to dangle dick. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked, and I don't see them putting it together. I hate to bash Cosmic because I love the dude and I enjoy playing with him, but I don't think he has a team to put it together unless he makes moves to improve his forward line.
So, Daly, what do you think about Strictly Business? I think that I had them as one of the, outside looking in teams, but currently right now they're at the number 8 spot. They're holding a playoff spot as we speak. Do you think they can hang on and keep it up and continue going in the right direction?
Ah, fuck. Yeah, I've been rough on them. I'm going to say no, and I'm going to tell you why. It's pretty simple, man. They have a captain with connection issues. That captain also happens to be their goalie. I know that Mac North went out and played a stellar fucking game in that the other night, stopping 2 penalty shot goals and all that. Is he going to do that every night? I think the strong part of Tomahawk's team was his defense. Now you have DC, you have Mac. There are some offensive firepower here, but I worry about the back end and worry about their captain, their goalie, who's arguably one of the best people at that position. He had a pretty good year last year. Is not able to play because of his connection. So right now, Strictly Business is out to me for that very reason. I would take Tappenden over them at this moment, even with the Mick Swagger struggles, even with the Cosmic Fade struggles, even with Jelly not being able to win faceoffs. I still think Dicko ability and Spud on the back end have some potential to really be solid. Just got to figure it out. Obviously, I'm sure you guys touched on last night's series. Hopefully not too much. Being said, that's not going to be an occurrence every night. So I think Tappenden will bounce back and kind of moving forward should be okay as long as those forwards can figure it out. What do you think, AC?
I see them holding on. I think they can do it. I think they have enough of a mix of good players that they can hold that spot. I think it'll be I think 8th spot is going to be a tooth and nail fight for the rest of the way. There's going to be guys bouncing up and down, and it's going to come down to the last series, I think, to decide 8th.
Yeah, so, listen, Cosmic's team is on the outside looking in. McGilla's team is on the outside looking in right now. I think McGilla eventually squeaks in. His team is going to eventually put it together. Old Dad Specials are right on that line. They might be able to secure it. They might fall out of it. We'll see how that trade pans out for Dank. But, yeah, listen, Church EM is back there too. And who knows what happens with that team now. You're putting Mito Garin up front. I think that it's going to be a dogfight for those last 2 seeds. And I'm really excited to watch that happen. Let's see.
Nope, we got Daly back.
We got AC.
No, I'm just saying we look like we lost Daly, but he's back.
No, I'm here.
I just Esoteric made a comment in the chat. I'm not sure I understand it. He's saying that my team's afraid to play him. I'm not quite sure why. Anybody know any insight on this?
Oh, yes, I do know a little bit about this. Apparently a reschedule was asked for and a flat-out no was just given. So I don't know if that's to be true. It is summer season. There's stuff going on. I think Esoteric is missing a series. I believe he asked to use a reschedule, and the flat-out answer was no. So there may be some salt with that pretzel. I am not 100% sure if that is the reasoning that he meant, but that's what an inside source is telling me. So, again, I'm not 100% sure. That's what I was looking at. Someone told me to look at the chat box.
It doesn't make sense to me because I know Sharks granted at least 1 or 2 reschedules already. Anyways, who knows?
I'm not
sure.
My responsibility.
Yeah, no, that's a captain issue more than anything. But That might be where that's from. What's up with Mac North? I'm sorry,
I
Agent.
said we touched on being the number one goalie candidate. I said I have one more point to talk about. I don't know if you guys have anything else. My question that come through to me from somebody, who runs Church of Yam? Does anybody know for sure?
Yeah, there's silent partners on that team. Yambag will argue to the end that it's him and only him. Dominator Silva has ridiculous pull. I think that's goes without saying. So you have Dominator Silva. Dominator Silva might actually run that team.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is a case of a Legion.
I mean, you were there. You know who runs the damn team?
Oh, I know who runs the team. I'm an outside liar. I got out early while I could. So,
what do you think, Pale? Who runs Church of Yam?
I think Dom Silva runs the Church of Yam. He's the guy that has been requesting a trade for the whole season and hasn't had it granted. He's the guy that has made his captain bend to his will and just do whatever he is said opposite of exactly what Dom Silva said. I think Dom Silva is over there backdoor fucking backwards running that team.
I think we're all wrong. To be honest, Chew Therapy just hit the nail on the head. Dom does not run that team because if he did, he would have already traded himself.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I can't see Yam letting someone else dictate how he runs his team. I don't see it.
Well, Zlo is there because of Dom. Zlo is there because of Dom. I can confirm that.
Well, that may be simply granting an idea of I need some input on a trade. Help me out, pick a guy. I don't know.
True. And again, it's all speculation. Obviously, Yambag, as we know, is one of the most, we'll say, polarizing figures in 239, and he is not going to take shit from anybody for that matter. So shout out to Yambag. We love him on the show. He's a big supporter of the 239 media. At the end of the day, all joking aside, Yams obviously, this is a big series tonight against the Dead Presidents because this is their season, man. If they go out and have a good run tonight and win a couple games, now all of a sudden you're in playoff contention because Tap It In and Strictly Business, those are teams that still have some really, really tough games on their schedule left. The benefit that Church of Yam has is they played a lot of those teams. They've played boys. I believe winter is coming. They've played some of these. Yeah, they've played these tough games already. Half of that, they played Vanilla Nut Tap. So really, they what is considered by the standings to have a really light schedule coming up. So again, these are big games against those mid-tier teams that are sitting right above them in the standings. If they can go get 4 or 5 points tonight, all of a sudden we're not talking about the 11th place Church of Yam. We're talking about the 8th or 7th place Church of Yam. So I'm interested to see if I didn't have a series, I might actually tune into that one because that one's going to have some serious playoff implications in my opinion tonight. So I guess we'll leave it at that. What series are you guys most looking forward to watching tonight if you don't have one yourself? I'll go to you, Agent.
Honestly, to go watch the old team, Church EM, I want to see how they do. I think they're going to have a good series, but it is going to be a tough series. And we talked about this a little bit earlier. I hit on it anyways, them playing Dead Presidents. I think the loser of the series misses playoffs. I'm still going to stick to that, and I think the winner obviously is going to be tough. So best of luck to both teams. Like I said, no hard feelings with Yam. He did the best thing that he thought for his team. And like I said, I think the winner of this is going to make playoffs. How about yourself, AC?
My go-to series that I'd like to see tonight is Black Sails against Boys. That's third and fourth place playing. That's your man Daly against Hugh. That's a big series. Want to see who comes out on top. I wonder if there's another bet on it. Are we going to see a fully clean shaven Daly?
Fuck, man. I don't have any more hair. I've got sideburns but I really don't have much left on the table to bet. It is a big series, man. It's two teams that are most likely going to make the playoffs. So you have that dynamic already. You got D-Mart versus Odd Guy. That's a matchup I want to see. You got Hugh Laurie out there, Burks. It's going to be a really exciting series. I'm looking forward to it myself. So winter is coming. Who do you guys play tonight, Pale?
Strictly Business. We're playing Tomahawk's team, and hopefully it doesn't take until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Apparently his connection is supposed to be fixed, so we'll see.
So I'm going to throw this out there too, just so you guys know. You guys have been asking me past the bleach We'll be going live again on Sunday. That will be back. Also, oh my God, is there? Okay, I gotta do something for my Xbox. Sorry. Passive Bleach is going live Sunday again. What am I missing? That was pretty much it. So I know our game is being streamed tonight by Thamps.
I'll be streaming our game.
Twitch.tv/Thamps.
Yeah, I'll be streaming our game against
Yeah, go
Strictly
ahead.
Business. Twitch.tv/PalePalmer. You gotta check in on that one.
All right. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to leave with before we get out of here?
Yeah. Can you answer something for me? Does Chew Therapy have a foot fetish?
Back.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
He
man.
wants
Him
to
and
see
Asa,
my
like,
feet.
Just show him.
Yeah,
Just
it's fucking
please.
I'll show him, but
Please the man.
does he have a foot fetish?
He has to.
he obviously must.
He's
Obviously.
Rex Ryan, man.
I don't know how I'm
mean,
going to do this here.
Yeah.
There's the foot. Can you see?
He's hurting himself. No, you got your knee on there.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
There you go.
It's a beautiful.
We see.
It's a beautiful foot. So
That's for you, Chew. Don't say anything.
God Almighty.
Don't say anything. Do it for you. And I have a
Jesus
question.
Christ,
I
God.
have a question for you, Daly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Pale's got your belt. Pale's got your beard, and he took the series. You still love him?
I still love him. I think the only thing left to do is like he's just got to fuck my wife. I think, and then that's like the trifecta. And he just fucking has everything in mind. So, not that I'm condoning that, but yeah, man. I still love Pale. Great co-host with me on the Throwdown. Love him every week. But you know what? Fuck you. Look at you smacking that thing. I'll give you something to smack. God damn it. Anyways,
You couldn't give me
guys,
anything to smack.
I have nothing. You've taken it all from me. I have fucking nothing. You want the island while you're at it? You can have that too. With that being said, man, Thursday Throwdown, Pale, Agent, fucking AC. Thank you guys for filling in. I suck. I was late, like way late, but you guys did a great job tonight. Until next time, watch your series and fuck Pale.
Later, boys. Have a good one.